Another day, another review. Today we have the BassJaxx Resound wireless headphones. As usual, you can get these from Five Below. This is where a lot of the reviews come from, either Five Below or Five Below or Amazon. And you can basically find these for $7. Of course, it's going to cost you taxes. The $7 price tag is before taxes. But let me stop rambling. Let's go ahead and open this box, put in a drop, and start this review right away. Well, you saw the information in the beginning of the video. Hit that subscribe button. It is absolutely free. You don't have to pay a thing to see these reviews, and hopefully this helps someone out there decide what kind of product that they want. So with that being said, let's go ahead and open up this box. I already use my trusty knife key, which is basically a key, to open up this box. Right here, let's take this outside. This is the headset itself right here. And let's see what comes inside the box. Really all you get is the instructions. And right here, you have your micro USB. Unfortunately, a lot of the headsets at Five Below are still using this, but these are older headsets. It's not like they're being created now in 2022. It's more so they're wholesaled, and probably that's how Five Below gets a lot of their products. They're recycling older products that used to exist or was in circulation at one time. So with that being said, this is the headset right here. Actually, this side feels a little cheap, a little stuck right here. I don't like that. Okay, there we go. So right off the bat, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first saw these, I said, oh, replica AirPod Maxes. Like, it's like a cheap version, right? But I said, you know, that's okay. You know, it has the soft band that goes on top of your head, so that should probably add some comfort. I saw this little stick thing right here. I wasn't sure what this was about. This side feels a lot harder than this side. Like, if you can see, this side can twist. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that way. This side can also, but you could definitely tell that it was a defective product, honestly, because it's, how do I describe it? One side feels much tighter than the other, but that I'm sure that had something to do with just the particular pair that I bought. But I do have two pairs. I will say that the blue one that I bought wasn't as loose as this. It felt a lot tighter, like a much more secure product. But for review purposes, we're going to go ahead and just continue with this one. The band is stretchy. Ooh. So as I open it up, as you can see, if you open it up too much, you might get one that's kind of cheap, where it looks like the glue, whatever that is underneath there, is making this strap part come off. This is very, very cheap. But like I said, I did have a blue pair, and when I opened it up, the glue didn't separate. So, you know, some are cheap, some are going to work. What I noticed about Five Below products right off the bat is that sometimes they work flawlessly, sometimes they have sync issues. It really, really depends. So, but then again, you're paying $7 for it. So what do you really expect? I always suggest at least a about $15 to $20 headset, depending on where you go, Amazon, Best Buy, things like that. You do have your micro USB right here. You have, I'm assuming this is your speaker. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's the speaker right there. Right here is probably the power button, where it actually comes, not power button's right here, but the little light that comes on to let you know it syncs, one of the two. And that's it. It doesn't have any physical buttons on the headset or anything like that. So I don't see any type of IP rating for this. In addition to that, it is Bluetooth 5.1. The hair on it? No, that's actually just, I don't know what this is. I think this is a little manufacturer issue. 5.1 Bluetooth. It does take 2 hours to charge, and you are getting 3 to 4 hours of battery life. So it is, I guess, the average battery life for a Five Below product. But so far, I'm kind of disappointed in just the cheapness of the headset. Normally, they feel a little bit more secure, in my opinion. When I say secure, I mean the cuffs feel good. I'll say that. They're a little small, so if you have small ears, this is more so for you. I prefer the cuffs that are much bigger and go around the ear, but to each their own. So anyhow, I dawdled enough on this little part. Let's go ahead and sync this and see how it actually sounds in real time. So this right here, we're going to go ahead and hold this power button right here and turn this on. So I was right, this little button is on. It actually puts it, as soon as you hit that button or hold it, it'll make a little noise, and it will put the headset in pairing mode, which we will right here. Go ahead to the settings. I'm gonna go ahead to Bluetooth, show you how it's done. It's searching. It's called BT Resound HP. Go ahead and tap that. I don't care if it knows my call log because I don't make calls on this phone. All right, so it's at 80% out of the box. Some of them may be 70, 50%, really depends. But it is up to you to, well, preferably, I normally let things die before I use it, but that's just me. Most people just go ahead and charge it up and go use your headset. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and play some music. I'm going to put it in my head in a second, and I'll let you know how it feels, and I'll let you know how it sounds. So first things first, is this? Oh, this is weird. I was under the impression that this, oh, okay, so it extends from right here. Okay, gotcha. I was looking at this like, this is very weird. Ugh. All right, so which side is what? Normally it says left or right, and this earbud does not say left side. It does not say right side, so I guess, wow, here's that snap. Very, very cheap headset. Oh my God, it's just cheap. I tried to defend this many times in this video, and I don't think I can anymore. But anyway, let me go ahead and put this on my head. Okay. Seems like it's already playing music. Okay. Go ahead and play something for you guys. What's already playing. Play something a little bit more bass. It has a little bit of bass in it. It's not horrible. Sound is clear. I'll give it that. Sound is clear. Go ahead and turn this up. Okay. So as I turn up the music, what normally happens is that music starts to tear with cheaper headphones. This doesn't really have that issue. It does get it like a slight tear, not like a crackle, but it just sounds like the music is definitely struggling in the speakers. Sounds very, very cheap, kind of just distorted at the highest volume, but it's not horrible. If we're talking about bass, I would say I would give it an average, a little bit below average, probably like a 4 out of 5 in terms of bass, where we're talking about lower end headphones. Comfort level, this thing is actually surprisingly very comfortable because of the top of the head right here. It actually feels very, very comfortable. I was super surprised about that. Though I will say that, again, certain ones are going to be cheap. The blue pair that I have doesn't have this issue in terms of the clicking and the twisting and things like that. But it is a poorly put together headset. I'm just going to be real with you here. This is worth $7 every. I can't even say it's worth every bit of the $7. I mean, the fact that it has the 3 to 4 hour battery life does make a difference because a lot of Five Below headphones tend to have 1 to 2 hours, or which is 2 to 3 hours, is really weird. Like that's not even. I don't know. It just seems like most headsets have really bad battery life. But like I was saying before, the cuffs are actually comfortable. It didn't press against the side of my glasses, and I have some super thick glasses, so that's saying something. But also, it didn't exactly cover my full ear the way I wanted to, though the cushions did do a pretty good job of just suppressing any type of discomfort that I had on my head itself. Now, this part right here, which we talked about, which was coming apart when I did this, the cheap headset, again, with this pair is coming apart. With other pairs, you may not have that issue. Again, my blue pair, exact model, but like a sky, not sky blue, it's like a turquoise. I forget the exact color, but it's like a bluish greenish color. That one doesn't have the issue with the glue coming off. But the fact that this is a brand new product and I did this and it's starting to split on one side kind of tells me that the glue on it is pretty cheap, and there's a possibility that you guys might end up putting glue in it yourself to kind of keep it together, which is not ideal for someone paying for a product. You know, you shouldn't have to buy extra steps for a product just to maintain its integrity. But yeah, this is definitely cheap. I mean, it'll get you through the day. Not even a day. It'll get you through a couple hours as if you need to personally use this for just, I wouldn't even say phone calls. I would say more so for music consumption or like podcasts or something like that. That's about it. It's not like it cancels any noise or anything like that. And based on the ear placement, I could still hear the air conditioner unit still behind me where I worked. So that goes to say it doesn't do a really good job of drowning out sound either. But again, it is $7, and I'm not expecting a miracle out of it. But I still do want to just let you know, the type of product that you're getting. I'm not, just because it's $5 or $6, I'm not going to say, oh, it's amazing. Oh my gosh, for $5, $6. No, it's not, because I've reviewed many things on the channel, and again, the comfort is there. It just looks cheap. Like, it looks extremely cheap. Like, I don't understand how some products just look cheaper than others. And, if you're, take more time to design your product more properly. But again, I don't know when this came out either. Like, this is probably years old. And of course, as you look at this cushion right here, you could definitely see the deformities in it. Like, when I press on this, it's like a whole gap right here. Like it's pressed in, the machine messed up. I don't know, man. Like, it's very cheap. That's all I can say. Like sometimes I come across headsets that sound awful but look beautiful, and sometimes I come across headsets that look awful but that have okay sound. And this does have okay sound. So what I'm going to do next is just show it on my head and kind of do a recording with this on to give you guys an idea of how the audio quality is going to sound, especially for you guys out there that like doing recordings and blogs and things like that. All right, so this is how the headset is going to look on the head. Like I said, it's a cheap headset. Like, the cuffs don't exactly fit on my head properly. They kind of stick out. I guess that's the way it has to be based on how I have it on my head. If I put it all the way on the top, because some people may say you're wearing it wrong. Well, for me, I have a big head. So if I, place it differently, that does feel a little bit better. But yeah, this is how it looks. Now, like we talked about before, this part up top, don't mind a greasy face. This part up top is actually very, very comfortable. I don't feel any pressure coming from the top. With a lot of other cheaper headphones, or just headphones in general, they tend to have not enough cushioning. So when this goes on top of your head, it feels like the sides are crushing your head, or it feels like a bar is pressing hard on your head. What I will say is that it's comfortable. It doesn't feel bad. I don't have to take my glasses off. You can see how thick my glasses are. Believe it or not, this cuff is right. It made it right there where my glasses are. Now, it is pressing a little bit against the actual shaft of the glasses, but like I said, I can always take them off. And if you're a glasses user, that's just an issue that you just have to deal with headphones. Unless you find one that's truly comfortable, you're going to have problems. In addition to this, you can see that this is how the headset sounds when doing recordings and things. Thus, the audio, I'll leave that to you guys to decide if you like it. With that being said, let's go ahead and close out this video and see, is this product actually worth the asking price? So is this product actually worth the $7? Now, let me go ahead and give you two answers to that. If you're in the market for a headset, right, and you happen to be looking for something that is of higher quality, that's going to last you for a very long time, then I do not suggest you go and buy a $7 headset and think that it's going to be the world. I don't expect that. If you do over-the-head headsets, normally I say a minimum of 10, personally 20 hours for me is my minimum. But for other people, I say a minimum of 10, 10 hours is more ideal because not everybody charges their headsets every day. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're just looking for something to get you through the day, you might have it hooked up to a Bluetooth. You might just be doing minor recordings. Earbuds are perfectly fine for that. You don't really need a over-the-head headset, even though it's more of a traditional thing. It is better if you're using a higher end one and you're doing audio where you can hear background noise and you want things to mesh differently and blend. That's a different story. But if we're just talking about the average person that's just looking to get through it until they're able to afford what they can afford, then you want that aesthetic, this is not a bad headset for that reason. Now, granted, the one that I purchased right here did have its defects, like the way it moved and just the tightness of this right here. You can see me have to pull a little harder to do that. And this one just slides in. Oh, actually, no, I don't know, man. This thing it's cheap. It's very cheap. Now, like I said, I had another pair of these. That pair, I don't have any issues whatsoever. I didn't have that flaw where when you pull it up and down, or when it turned, it was creaking and making noises. Now, there you go. Like, I didn't have that problem with the other headset. But just be aware of the fact that these cheap headsets tend to have problems. They've been in commission for many, many years. They've been recycled from store to store, sat in storage for all we know, finally made it to Five Below, and then they're selling it to the general public for a reduced price. The audio on it is perfectly fine. Call audio wasn't that bad when I talked to my wife at all. Of course, recording audio is a little bit different because when you talk to someone in elements and different things, that determines how the headset or how decent the speaker is. On versus me talking into an office or empty office where it's nice and quiet, which is ideal. You saw the recording for itself. I didn't have an issue with the audio. I actually thought it wasn't bad, but I have so many headphones that I wouldn't use these as a primary for myself anyway. It's a review tech channel, so I have so many, I get the opportunity to just buy different headsets. Luckily, I have a job and I'm able to do that. I have that type of income. Cheap or expensive, though this is only $7, so let me not brag, it's $7. But they're not bad. Audio's not bad. Battery life is about 3 to 4 hours. which is the average, I would say, of Five Below, or sometimes headsets are lower than that, like speakers. So it's not horrible. Unfortunately, like we talked about, there's no headphone jack. You can't put a 3.5 headphone jack. I think that would have made a huge difference. Most people don't mind as long as they can put a headphone jack in it and they can charge it anytime. But unfortunately, it is strictly Bluetooth. So if you're using tablets, phones, you're fine. If you're using a PC, make sure it has Bluetooth. If it doesn't, you got to use a dongle. And even with a dongle, depending on the type it is and the connectivity, it could give you issues. So be aware of that. But again, let me not just keep talking about other things that have nothing to do with the review. It's not a bad headset for $7. The BassJaxx Resound, you can find this at Five Below, like we talked about before. And yeah, it's not a bad purchase. Though I will say, if you come across one like this with the creaking and twisting and it's messed up, you're probably going to come across issues further down the line. In addition to that, if you get white, be aware of the fact that, I was greasy as hell. So you will probably have to wipe this down every so often, every day, if we're being honest here, so that you don't stain the material. But it's a high probability that if you get a headset that's white, it's going to stain easier and you're going to have issues cleaning it. So I suggest a solid color that's easier and more pleasing to the eye, depending on, what type of look you want. So with that being said, that is the review. Like always, like and subscribe. So that in the beginning, I say it at the end. And hopefully I see you guys in the next video. And hopefully this review helped somebody out that was looking at this product and said to themselves whether I want it or not.